To be good at anything in this world, you're going to have to suck first. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Risen Fallen podcast. I'm your host, Mark Henriksen, and welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. Hope your week's going well. It's a Thursday, so happy Thursday. It's the Friday to Friday. I used to say that all the time, and now I just said it again. So happy Thursday. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. If you are a brand new listener or a brand new viewer of this podcast, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and getting your life moving in the right direction and feeling good about it as well. And if you are not a brand new listener, you're not a brand new viewer or what have you, you're returning to this. Thank you very much for supporting this journey. Thank you very much for being you, for coming back and showing your support and coming along on this trip with me. Whether you're brand new or not, then thank you very much for being you. You are the reason that I do what I do. And so let us jump into what it is I wanted to chat about today. It's always funny because sometimes I think, I should record an episode, and sometimes I have, a topic in mind that I, want to chat about, and I'm like, I've got to record an episode about that. And then sometimes it happens to me in conversations. Sometimes it happens to me in situations that I come across in my life, and I'm like, I need to record a podcast episode about that thing. And then sometimes I am sitting in my office here and I'm like, man, I should really record an episode right now, but I don't really know exactly what it is I want to chat about. And I literally just get myself in the right position. I just sit down here and I set up my mic and camera and I turn my little light on here. And I get myself a little cup of coffee, and literally the second I sit down and I get to recording, I'm like, that's what I'm going to fucking talk about today. And it just fucking comes into my brain. It's kind of a weird, funny situation. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell when that happens to me or not when you're listening to these podcast episodes, if I, plan it in advance or not. Sometimes I record episodes as well, and I'm like, man, I really should have planned that one out better. I wish I would have scripted that, or I wish I would have just pre-planned some points to talk about. But, I try my best to just be authentically me, and, I am not really the type to, plan everything 100% all the time. That's just not how my brain's wired. I try my best to be prepared, but the reason that I emphasize discipline so much is to, make up for the fact that I'm not the best planner, if that makes sense. Kind of compensates that way. But anyways, let's jump into what I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if you guys relate to that at all, but that's just something I wanted to share with you guys because, well, this is my podcast, and I can talk about anything I damn well please. Let's jump into what I wanted to chat about today. I hope your week's going well. Hope it's going well. If you're listening to this on a Thursday, I hope you're supercharged for Friday tomorrow and you're getting ready for the weekend. I don't know how you guys plan your weeks out or anything like that, but usually I get, either a lot of work done on the podcast and I, schedule interviews, or I do all my editing and my meal prep and all my chores on the weekends. Sometimes it's just, I got events planned this weekend. I'm going to be jumping on Hussein's podcast, the Everything You Got podcast. He's been a fan favorite on my podcast. So I'm going to be going to his place and recording an episode with him. And then Saturday, I'm going to be working on Teddy's dad's farm. Sunday is going to be, just the usual chores and housekeeping day. So pretty amped up for this weekend. But let's chat about something. So I want to kind of preface this. I'm going to tell a couple different stories. So there's, a lot of times I've been super frustrated in my life about, not feeling good enough, not feeling like I deal with a lot of imposter syndrome, and I'm sure everyone else does as well. And, when I first started in construction as a carpenter, as an apprentice, there was pretty much a moment every single day where I was just like, man, I'm just not getting this. I'm not really understanding, or maybe I fucked something up, or I just kind of, there was times where I would piss other people off because I either didn't understand something and I was trying my best, or, I just like miscut something, or I'm just sometimes, like you fuck things up a lot in construction. That's just kind of how it goes. And there was like a good couple year stretch where not a day would go by where I would just feel confused, pissed off, anxious, you name it. I would just feel like kind of not, good about my performance at work. And I would be driving home and thinking like, there was always those conversations where I would try and rationalize it to myself. I'd be like, I get paid, the same amount every day, whether I do a good job or not. And so I shouldn't like be so hard on myself. And then I realized, it's not about the money. It's about how I feel about if I did a good job or not. Right. And so there was so many times, there was even a time, last summer where I had messed something up really bad in a customer's house. And I like called, I called a couple people and I was like, yo, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to quit my job. I think I don't know if I can do this anymore. I just kind of had like one of those like breakdowns, and it really does. I think about that feeling. I think about that, those moments all the time when I, come across these moments in other aspects of my life. I can name another time as well where like, a couple years ago, I started doing jujitsu, and I was always a pretty big athletic guy. Like I sit around 200 pounds, I can run little half marathons here and there. Like I'm pretty fit. And I've never been, really not, fit as an adult. Throughout my teenage years, there was different times where, I, definitely got a little bit huskier. I got a little bit chunkier. I got a little thick. And I wasn't very athletic. I was always kind of strong, but I always played sports, right? And so when I came into jiu-jitsu, I was like, I'm athletic, I should be all right at this. I should be, hopefully this comes naturally to me. And, to my surprise, which shouldn't have been a surprise, it didn't come naturally to me. There was people that were like half my size kicking my ass, like wiping the floor with me. And they weren't even like black belts. Like we're talking like blue belts, like guys that have been doing it for like a year or two, and I just came in with this mentality of like, oh, but I'm stronger, I'm faster, I got better cardio, I have more gas in the tank, like I'll be able to take them. And within seconds, I'd be fucking tapping out. And there was times where I would leave, a training session where I'd be like, I don't think I'm ever going to get this. I don't think, I'm ever going to get better. I'd show up to training and I'd do my very best. I'd pay attention to the best of my abilities. I'd fucking watch videos when I got home. I would try my very best. Like I would think about it all the time. And I was like, man, I just want to be better at this thing. And I'm still not nearly as good as I want to be, but there's things that are mentally starting to click now. And I guess what I'm trying to say with this, kind of runaround explanation of my experience in construction and my experience in jiu-jitsu and, I've felt this in many different ways or aspects of my life. What I'm trying to say is to be good at anything in this life, you're going to have to be okay with sucking first. There's not very many of us that are naturally gifted at one thing in this world. Most of us are going to have to put in lots of fucking time to get proficient at anything. And even if you are good, you have natural talent in an area of your life. There's so many different aspects. With the better that you get, there's so many different aspects of any specialty in life, whether it's a sport or a profession or a hobby or anything. There's so many different aspects. As when you get better, there's more things you need to learn. And if you really want to be proficient and you really want to be good at anything in this life, you have to understand that you're going to be tested. You're going to be pushed. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be, messing things up. And you're going to probably do it in front of other people as well. The other people are going to see you fail. Other people are going to see you, make mistakes and look like an idiot. And there's been so many times, like probably once a day, where I make myself look like an idiot when I'm trying to learn something, whether, it has to do with jujitsu or work or anything I do on a daily basis. There's so many times where I make myself look like an idiot because I'm still constantly learning in every area of my life. And so I just wanted to make this quick little episode for you. This is going to be a quick little episode. We're only sitting around like the 10-minute mark right now, so I might stay true to my word when I say it'll be a quick little episode. But, I want to just make this episode for you if you feel like an idiot, if you feel like, embarrassed or you feel shame about your performance in an area of life. Just understand that, to be good at anything, you have to be an idiot first. You have to first be okay with looking like an idiot. You have to understand that everybody starts as a beginner. And I think that a lot of us, we compare ourselves to people that are, maybe 5 years or 10 years or sometimes even just like a year or two into doing something, and you think, maybe I can be like them. But if you're on day one, like if you're on day 1 or day 2 or day 10 of anything, there's no way that you're going to be anywhere close to someone that's like a year in or 2 years in or 3 years in or 10 years in. And even when you are like a year in, you compare yourself to other people that are a year in to doing anything, that's not even to say that you're going to have the same amount of progress that they had in the first year or 2 years or 3 years. And I think that that's kind of the troubles that you run into when you start to compare yourself to other people, because not everybody grasps every single concept at the same speed as everybody else. And so maybe a year in, somebody is 2 times better than you were a year in. But you're not living their life. You're living your life. And if you truly want to get better at something, it might take you 2 years or 3 years just to get to where somebody else got in 1 year. But you're walking your own journey. And if it's important to you and it means something to you, then it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get better at that thing. You just have to understand that you are doing the thing. You're doing it. And if you truly enjoy it, if it means something to you and you love to do it, then comparison, like there's that famous quote, comparison is the thief of joy. And if you truly do find joy in doing something, in learning something, in being a student of the game, then, comparing yourself to other people or comparing yourself to, your idols or whatever, is robbing yourself of that joy. And so maybe you had a rough week. Maybe you felt like an idiot this week. Maybe you feel like going into this weekend, you just want to fucking blow off some steam and forget about it. So be it. Do whatever helps you cope, as long as it's healthy. But you know, my personal advice to you is to just keep doing whatever you want to do. Like, keep doing whatever you want to be better at. You know, whether that's a job, whether that's a hobby, whether that's a sport, whether that's, you know, just being you. And wherever you are in life right now, just know that it's going to get better. If you keep, you know, doing the things that you want to do and doing the things that are going to make you a better person, then the more you do those things, the more of the, you know, benefits of the compound effect that you'll actually get to reap. And the more you avoid that feeling of uncomfortability, of looking stupid, of being embarrassed, of you know, the more you avoid those things, the more you're prolonging your own progress. Because putting yourself in positions where you're going to feel like you don't really know exactly what's going on is the only time you'll actually start to learn what's going on. And I think that explains it best. So that's all I wanted to say for you guys today. We still have the Risen Fallen group as well. We do weekly meetups in person. If we don't meet up in person that week, then we do a Zoom call so people can still connect. We're building a community. We're basically just trying to have conversations just like this. So if you want to join in on that group, then reach out to me on Instagram. It's @RisenFallen. We also have a Telegram group going as well where we have daily conversations like this. So if you can't make it to the meetups, and you just want to join in on the conversation, then reach out to me on Instagram. Like I said, I'll throw you in that group. And if you want to support the cause, if you want to support and help fund these in-person meetups, then you can cop some merch as well. It's at risenfallen.com. We got hoodies, we got tees, super comfortable, super cozy, super soft and warm. So that's all I got. If you're listening to this podcast on a podcast platform, which you probably are, then rate it 5 stars. Leave a little review. It helps boost me in the algorithm. It helps get this message out to more people that need to hear it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Same thing. Boost me in the algorithm. Gets the message out. Happy Thursday. You know, go into this weekend knowing that you're going to dominate it. Go into this weekend knowing that you're being your best you. And you know, with the intentions of maybe you got to work, then you're going to work your fucking ass off. You're going to do whatever you need to do to learn and be better. And if you got the intentions of, you know, maybe rest and recovery and, you know, getting geared up for the week to come, then make sure that you're doing that and you're not squandering that time. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to be checking out here. But that's it. Much love. Peace out. I love you all. Happy Thursday. Let's fucking kill it this weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.